one of my, I have 7 kids, so I don't want to say one of them, don't. So it makes us, we go to bed almost every night, me and my wife, very sad
Mhm.
because we try everything. I've tried everything. So there is a lot of people. But as a country, listen, here's what I think. I think that if we can come together, hey, you got to have 2 parties, 3 parties, 4 parties, whatever. You got to have differences. Opposition is good.
Mhm.
But with that being said, if we can come together on some of these issues, and there are people working together, uh, uh, when what you see on TV, uh, sure they fight, but like they say about Reagan, he would go have a drink with when he was president with his opposition
Mhm.
uh, at the end of the day. So I do think though there are people, but the media, they force people to fight almost. I'm not saying you media, but people, the cable channels, and I watch them. But they almost force people to fight. We got to think of what's best. This
Mhm.
homelessness is a big issue, uh, uh, but I think if we have a voice, I think that we can make a big dent.
Yeah, and especially the media. The media has turned politics into a sport where there has to be a
It
winner
is.
and there has to be a loser. And I mean, if 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 someone loses, like, what does that really mean for the country? Like, are they wanting to have someone lose that bad just so they could prove that their side is better? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
You know, I remember one time I didn't watch deliberately. I didn't watch cable news for like a week.
Hmm.
This is a little while back. Now I'm in the campaign. I watch it to keep up on things, but
Hmm.
I went back and I turned it on. You know what? I was in a good mood before that. Within 5 minutes, I was angry, and I found and I checked myself. I was angry at the other side, and before that, I wasn't angry. What I'm getting at is
Hmm.
what I'm getting at. They affect more than we know,
Hmm.
and I think that truthfully, that's why I'm glad. I think California had one even of social media a little bit. I like social media. I use it. I'm big on it, but I think that if we are uh, hurting young ones' minds in the wrong way, I think that needs to be looked at. I think probably that's the same way with cable news, and I think it has an adverse effect. You know what I heard once, and no, I'm not trying to get on that. This by no means on this
Hmm.
high of yours, but I did hear uh, uh, they have really, they find what makes the public mad and to keep their attention, and that's how they produce their news. Well, come on, that's not good. That's not, you know. I understand you got to be smart, but I think we could do better.
Oh yeah, we definitely can. But are we? I mean, I don't know because it's working. At least it's working for them. But we know that legacy media is going on a downhill. We know that less people are watching it. So if it changes, I mean, I don't know. Now more people are listening to podcasts, and the thing with
Good.
podcasts is that there are long conversations, so you could actually understand a person's character. And I mean, podcasters are independent, but also they're influenced by by those same algorithms for the based on the biases they already have. So they're not really getting any new information. They may be listening to other podcasters that have a very narrow perspective, and if you provide them with information, as I mentioned, like this friend that I was talking to, he fails to see the other side of the equation because he's too focused on this one issue that he really thinks that one party could win every single election. But that's not how probability works. We know that it
Right.
changes. People change their
Yeah.
perspectives, people change their
Yeah.
opinions often. So you need to understand the other side. And you said opposition is good. Like, it's certainly good, But we also need to understand that within one party, there's hardly any opposition within that party, which reinforces one perspective, and you only see the other side of the uh, or the other party as the opposition. But it's crazy to me that one party could be right on every single issue they push,